What's up, y'all? It's your girl Donna, and you are now tuned into a new segment of the Donna Maria Show. Now, I know it's been a long time, like a couple of years, maybe like a year since I did my last video on the show. Um, and I'm realizing now a little bit more about myself. One thing's for sure, it is really easy and simple for me to have a discussion with you guys, state the facts, state the obvious, and keep it moving. And so, with this segment, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be. Maybe one video, maybe two videos. But I feel like it's time. Now it's time. And I just wanted to come on here and share a few things about my hair journey that you guys may benefit from. Maybe you can take these tips and actually use them in your everyday routine, or you can better understand yourself so that you can explore the dynamics of what your hair needs in order to grow and be healthy and flourishing. Do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. A lot of people have been asking me about my hair and I've really been shying away from this process only because I don't think that I'm an expert. I feel like I am just very in tune with self. I understand what I need, what is best for me, and I do things according to that. And that's the only thing that I could really wish for you guys or hope for you guys, is that you will understand what you need and go forward with providing yourself with those things. Before I get into my hair routine, I really just, at this point in time, want to share with you guys 3 vital tips that you should use throughout your hair journey, ensuring that you have the best foundation for this. It's a journey, but it's also evolution, and you want the best for your hair. As the years go, you want to be able to see the work that you put into your hair, and you want to be able to just be proud of that process. So 3 vital things that I feel you should adhere to when growing out your locks. Number 1, this is your journey. Your hair is not equivalent to any other strand of hair on anybody else's head in this world. It's a part of our DNA. It's a part of our identity. God made yours exactly the way that it needed to be for you, and it's just not like anybody else's. So to compare your journey to someone else's is basically like suicide for the hair. Like, your hair is going to respond harshly. Like, she did it, so it has to work for me. No. If you try a product that someone else is using, that's fine, but you need to observe the hair and figure out, is this really working for my hair? Is my hair thriving with this product? Number 2, there is no ugly stage, honey. Where did y'all get that from? Like, when I started this process, I was adamant about saying that no stage was an ugly stage. If people saying, oh, your hair is short, you just getting started, you in the ugly state, up, bloop, honey, I don't know what you're talking about. Because my hair is beautiful. I love my hair. I love my locks. And I embrace them at whatever stage they are at. And I encourage you to do the same. Especially understanding the history and the dynamics of locks. For as long as we've been on the face of the earth, we've had hair. We've had locks. We've worn this style for as long as we've been in the world, period. So there is nothing dreadful about this experience. There is nothing ugly about this experience. I feel like we have to eliminate the oppressive vocabulary And once you decide to do that, once you're intentional about that, the journey will definitely change. And you'll be like, every time somebody be like, I like your dress, thank you. But there is nothing dreadful about my hair. So I don't choose to call them that, but I don't spend a whole lot of time deliberating with other people based on what they choose to call them. So yes, embrace the journey. Understand that it's your journey. Understand that there is nothing dreadful about this process. We've been wearing our hair this way for as long as we've been alive. And it's a way of life. Most definitely a way of life. So a lot of people like the aesthetics of locks. They like the fact that, you know, it looks cool or is versatile, or, you know, they just like the aesthetics, the feel, without necessarily going through the process, because a lot of people wear faux locks. But for me, this process was so spiritual, it chomped the idea or the concept of wearing them because they're cute. The reason why I started this process was because I wanted to be in my rawest, most authentic form of self. And I wanted to be able to look at myself and feel and embrace my beautiful. However it came out of my head, however it decided to be that day, because any of you who know about locks, like, they have a mind of their own. They will stand up, they will crinkle up, they do what they want to do. And for me, I felt like it was important for me to be able to embrace that part of the journey, love myself regardless of whatever my hair was deciding to do that day, and just value it. Just say, girl, do you, you know, and still feel beautiful and confident. And to me personally, that is a process. It's a very spiritual process where you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're trying to decide, is this for me? Or you might be trying to decide, is this for everybody else? And when you come to that crossroad, you need to be able to look at yourself and acknowledge that this is something that you're doing for yourself. And regardless of how other people feel or express how they feel, you need to be confident enough in self to be able to refute or negate those negative responses, or to tell people, you know, it's not about you. You got to be able to express to people that your journey is not about them. It's about you. And if they can't accept that, then they can't accept you. And if they don't love that or respect that, then how do you really feel about me? It's important for us to just embrace every aspect of ourselves and stop trying to show up for the world when the world doesn't have any other intention but to critique and ridicule you and judge you based off of things that they're not even doing themselves. They're not even loving themselves, and they want to judge you based off of their insecurities and the things that they don't have a clue about as it relates to themselves. So I feel like, what do you guys want to know? Like, what do you guys want to know? Okay, number one, the most frequent question that I get is like, how long have you been growing your hair? This is 5 years and 11 months worth of growth. And I can pretty much say that I'm blown away by how fast my hair has grown, and the fact that, you know, I can pretty much do anything to my hair, but the most vital thing for me is just to allow it to be. I don't necessarily style my hair every day. I'm not slicking it down every day. I'm not tying it and trying to manipulate it. I'm allowing my hair to be what it is. Another question that I get often is, what do you use on your hair? My routine is very simple. Very simple. I mean, it's so basic that it's pretty much nothing. Number one, Water. Water. Are you drinking your water? You need to drink your water. Have you had water today? Drink your water. Make sure you are hydrated. If you are crunchy and dry on the inside, your hair is going to be crunchy and dry on the inside. On the outside too, it's going to be crunchy. It's going to be dry. Like, you need to make sure that you're hydrating the body as well as nurturing the body. Making sure that what you're eating, because it will show up in your hair, honey. Your journey, your poor neglection of food and making sure that you're getting vital nutrients, it will show up in your hair. So making sure that your diet is properly regulated. As well as the products that you use. I do not use an excessive amount of products on my hair. If you have a whole bunch of products that you're using on your hair is probably like, I can't breathe. Your hair probably can't breathe. It's probably suffocating. When you put product on your hair that does not absorb into the hair, the likelihood of your hair being able to get oxidation and breathe is very slim. Okay, so when it comes to your hair is like a plant. You can consider it a tree. It grows, it has life, it's a living organism. I know to some extent when it comes to locks, like when you get down to the bottom of your hair, a lot of that hair is dead. But in the same sense, you need to treat it like it's still alive and growing, because ultimately it's still connected to a living organism. The rest of your hair, the roots of your hair are alive and growing. So you need to make sure that the products that you're feeding the roots of your hair on down are nourishing. They're not filled with chemicals like alcohol that dry out the hair and the scalp. You just need to make sure that what you're feeding your hair is pretty much alive. You need to make sure that we're nourishing our bodies with things that actually help us to grow and evolve. So I hope you guys like the introductory to this segment. Do me a favor, make sure that if you know someone with locks and they've been struggling on this journey, make sure you share this information, because I'm going to go straight to the point. I'm going to share my routine with you guys in hopes that it will help whoever needs that help. And I might just keep it moving, depending on how y'all like it. If y'all like it, I might show y'all little styles or something. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe so that you know when a video is being posted. And I'll see you guys.